Hello and welcome to Hammersmith in Deneith for what is the level 9 episode of Purple is the Chosen One. This episode, like the end of last one, could not have got off to a worse possible start. This is the second attempt. I was just going through the spells. The main one, well, the only one of note is Freedom of Movement, level 4 spell, because I don't have any other source of it, and we're getting to the stage where things will start casting nasty holds and stuff on us. And I became aware that we didn't have the diamond dust needed to cast it. So I thought, fair enough, I'll keep waffling away. We'll just go to the portable hole via a teleport scroll and fetch some ingredients, because I was under the impression you could get everything from there. But oh no, as I arrived there, as most of you probably already know, it's only arcane ingredients in there. So I think it's alchemist, bard, sorcerer, wizard ingredients, but nothing there for the divines. So I ended up having to go to Jarasco, to the empty-handed shop where they sold divine ingredients for spells. At that point, I cut the recording and decided to start again. So not a good omen. Um, Speaking of bad omens, I don't know what possessed me to put Reaper 4 on the last one. I could maybe have got through on 2, but I suppose it's an indication. Were you ever to need one, that I don't rehearse the things in advance. You could tell, well, I could tell immediately from the number of shots it was taking to kill things and the fact they were being very difficult to hold, that we were going to have a really tough time. And actually, to have got to the end, I thought was pretty good. But having reached the end, I think the only chance we had realistically of completing it, well, it would have helped if I'd remembered the sovereignty to have the back up to full health, but the speed at which they were hacking us down, I don't think it would have mattered too much, because there was still another one to come after the one that killed us. Once the dodge bonus from the Hood of Unrest went, I think only a sprint boost from something like the Falconry Tree would have saved us. I could have cheesed it and put a hireling in the corner and had that spam heal me. That's if the thing would have spam healed me, because they're just as likely to just watch me die. But yeah, I could have tried that, but I didn't fancy it. So okay, what else? Oh yeah, I was thinking that it is definitely a thing in the game as power creep has got more and more pronounced. So too, there are pretty clear differences in difficulty between older content. If we take the level 6 chain that we got slaughtered in last time as an example, uh, that series of quests, that White Plume Mountain and other tales, is a relatively new chain, and so the opponents have fairly bloated stats by comparison to stuff like, let's say, Three Barrel Cove, for instance. Or I could have chosen Red Willow's Ruins in Jarasco. Any of the Three Barrel Cove quests or that Red Willow one would have given us a much better chance, in my opinion, of succeeding on Reaper 4. But that's just a feeble attempt, I think, to justify my failings. But just to say that if you weren't aware, not all quests are equal in terms of difficulty. For example, in Epic, you could sail through, let's say, a giant hold Reaper 4 with relatively little difficulty, and then get slaughtered in what could we use as an example, in one of the trappier quests in, what's it called, the Three Barrel Cove, which not many people run because the save requirements in there are just insane. Anyway, griping over. So what did we do since last time? We finished the 3 Barrel Cove, took level 9, got the new feat, which I am happy to say it's the first time we've been able to use the Arcane Initiate from the Past Life Wizard. It comes with a little magic missile thing you can click, but I'm not going to clutter the bar with that. I don't think it'll do as much good even if we add metas to it. But yeah, +1 on all spell DCs, very nice to have. Spells, this is what started me off flapping in the first attempt. Freedom of movement, very nice to have. If you have plenty of mysterious remnants and you catch the remnant trader in the Hall of Heroes on a champion hunter weekend, you can get one of those everlasting flasks or bottles of freedom of movement, which is very nice to have, usable from level 1. So for low levels, I'm thinking of quests like the one of the Gal's Tomb, the first of the Gal's Tomb ones with all those warlocks. They cast a hold spell, and it's generally good night if you get held by those. And you generally do that before you would get access to any kind of freedom of movement spell or indeed item other than that bottle. So it's quite a useful one to have. It's probably the one that most people would take on those everlasting flasks, because you can only really use one, because when you use one it puts all the others on cooldown. I think there's a choice of what Death Ward I wouldn't bother with. There's so many other good Death Ward clickables, this one being the best in my opinion from low level. That comes from the Salt Marsh. 3 charges of 10 minutes is just insanely good. Displacement, yeah, possibly. Stone Skin I wouldn't bother with. If you really want it, you can use wands. We could be using a Stone Skin one now, but I'm going to soldier on until 11 when we get our Golden Greave boots for that insanely good 15 damage reduction. And I think we'll see a nice little boost in survivability there. That coupled with this nice close wounds spell, cold wounds, should see us in good stead. Enhancements. So, this is something else. I'm not saying it would have saved us, but it might have made it easier for us to damage the things in the fateful last episode. One of the things that we gave up to get the close wounds was the 2 cores here, and so we were losing a penalty on the saves of nearby enemies. Now that was probably significant for the sound burst, because most of the things are quite close to me when I panic and try and hold them with that. So I've probably missed that. Put it back on as soon as we hit 9. And this here, against those bosses at the end, increasing vulnerability, you know, when they strike you. It says a chance of suffering. I don't know how often that occurs, but it says it can stack up to 5 times. So vulnerability to light damage, it could potentially go up to 50% more. And they were giving us a right good hammering, weren't they? So provided we could have lasted long enough, we could have. I mean, the issue was we couldn't damage them quick enough to stay alive. So maybe having these 2, well, actually I haven't yet, because I haven't toggled them on. There, now we've got them. So maybe that could help us in future with things around us that are wishing us harm. Reaper core, as I mentioned, we were lucky enough to get our 30th Reaper point in grand fashion in a recent quest in 3 Barrel Cove. We one-shot the Tobias boss with the searing light, and that gave us this one here. +1 on all saves, 20 maximum hit points. And for those of you who didn't know, all of these cores, not the first one, but all of the others, work outside of Reaper mode as well. So if you, let's say you do some raiding with your guild or whatever it happens to be that's not on Reaper, these here, you take them with you outside of Reaper. So these two in particular, that one and that one, be very significant. 120 health is not nothing, and 2 on all saves is nice to have. Reaper thing is done, and I've already shared my shame at the fact I didn't know about the ingredients in the portable hole. Right, I figured we would try something a bit adventurous this time. We're doing level 7 quests now. I'd come to Deneith originally to finish the Sentinels, well, to do the Sentinels chain and complete the Pirates saga. And I thought to myself, it's been a while since we did the pit. Now, the pit is a fairly infamous quest for, getting lost in there and all that kind of carry on, not knowing what to do. I'll admit I do have the wiki section open for orientation and for a solution to a lever puzzle when I do it. Haven't done it for some time. I mean, it's very true to say that there's tons now, especially with the what's it called, the new dinosaur expansion. Somebody help me out. God, the Isle of Dread, with that out, and that's all level 7, isn't it? There is very little, if any, need to go and do the pit in terms of the time it takes. It's not, for the time taken, it's not mega experience, but it's one of these, a bit like, let's say, the Spies in the House, and what else would fall under this category? I suppose the Crucible, if any of you have been perseverant enough to do that. That one broke me. I just couldn't do it. I tried and tried. I just can't. So I've left that. But yeah, it's one of these that you make it to the end and you think, yes, feather in my cap for that. So I thought we would measure ourselves in there, and maybe if there are one or two of you who've never seen it before, try to give a basic idea at least of what's going on. Now I can't show you my screen with the wiki page open, but there is a section. The wiki gives a pretty decent info on the pit. I wouldn't bother too much with the map. Any map's just going to confuse you. Basically, there are two sort of spirals going up and down the pit with rooms coming off to the sides. These are your objective rooms, and the way there are two ways to sort of orient yourself. There's a nice little section at the bottom of the wiki, navigating the pit, quick walkthrough, which kind of tells you step by step where you should go and what you should look out for. And the other thing you can look out for, these objective rooms, they all have crystals on the sides. If there's a room lit up with green crystals, it means you've completed that objective. So that's not where you should go next. If the room is with yellow crystals, it means that's your next destination. And red crystals means you haven't yet opened up that section to go and do what you need to do in there. At least that's as far as I remember it. I could have been running along all the while I was telling you that, but anyone in the bear party would laugh and tell you that I am completely incapable of passing on any kind of advice at the same time as running around. My character just stops and I as soon as I start talking. Right. Okay. So first things first, it's telling us their objective, power up the backup generators. So this is the entrance room, and we'll be using this as well to orient ourselves. Throw on a few buffs, including the one we just got, the freedom of movement. So, from what I remember, we just drop down to the walkway below and just keep going up, and we will come to the room that we need to be in. So you see there, red, so we're not going in there, we keep going up. We'll come to an acid trap thing, which I think we can turn off, can we? Oh crud. Oh my god, that's not good, is it? Okay. We're out of combat though, so we should be able to... Oh, look at that. Oh. Spot the deliberate mistake. So what did I do? Oh, I should have gone left, not right. Is that right? No. No. Go up. That was the mistake. I didn't go up. I was going flat there. So right at the acid trap. And then you see there we've got a yellow objective room there. So that's the first objective.
An engraving on the wall reads,
now here we've got 3 banks of 3. Making like a grid, 3 banks of 3 levers, and the idea is to make an X. So we've got to light up pull the middle one and the 4 corners to make the X. And once that's done, it should let us through. It gets spiced up a little bit by these opponents here, but I'm hoping I can just run past them, because I think they disappear when the objective is complete. Do they? No, they don't. So, in any case, oh, we better kill these, haven't we? We don't want dungeon alert to pop up. Crud, what a rotten start this is. Okay. Right, so it's telling us now, light the first furnace. Now the first furnace, if you look, the furnace rooms, go away. If you look on the map, that area is the entrance into the furnaces. There's one here, you can see, one there, and one there. So we want to be dropping right down. The furnace room is at the bottom of the pit, and look, going towards this area here, because that's the entrance. There's like a little bridge across to the furnace area. So that's our target down there. We want to be landing on a walkway. If you have feather fall and you want to fall faster, just press the shift key and it cancels the feather fall. So there you go, 1 yellow diamond tells us we've got an objective here, and that's telling us which one we can work on. So we're going towards the first furnace. I'm having to remember what to do in here as we go along. Oh, that's not good. A red crown as well. Oh, come on, just die. Now, did you see the fire activation there? That's coming from, obviously my melee powers are absolutely useless with this character, but that fire comes from these here. This blood hunt toggle from the tiefling tree. 1d6 fire damage against enemies under 50% health, scaling with 100% spell power. So if ever, like then, I decide not to bother wasting a spell point on something that's nearly dead, it at least gives us some kind of damage to hit them with. Now let's try and remember what we're doing in here. I think for all of these furnace rooms you've got to go up towards the objective, haven't you? Yeah. Go up and pull a lever. We can switch off all that acid, I think. Oh, what's happening here? There's something weird going on there, isn't there? Anyway, by pulling this valve, we can switch off the acid spewing out there. There's something weird happening here. We're levitating. It must be something to do with that gap there. Oh, come on, game. Oh, no. Please. Don't do this. Okay. I've been known to use invis on here just to bypass some of the things. Now, is there another? I think there's probably another acid switch there, but lovely range on the searing light. I think we need to go across here now. It's a bit of a Mario thing, isn't it? Do we need to? Oh, we need to go over. Oh, don't do this. It's sort of floating. There's something wrong here. It's floating weirdly. Is it something I've done? Is it the latest update that's sent something doolally? Is it something to do with featherfall? You sort of get into that floating state and then you can't really seem to do too much. So yeah, here we go across there. Now I've got this floating thing going on again. This is getting a bit silly now. See, look, it's happened again. I don't know if it's when we go over one of these steam things or what. I haven't noticed that before, so maybe it's this latest update that's broken something there. So I think we just basically just keep going up until we can't go up anymore, which is here. Go away. And then we need to go into the middle. See, we're floating again. Oh, yeah. I'll if it carries on like this, I'll just I think cut the losses, and I can't jump while he's floating like this. Can't even jump onto the things there. Okay. Well, that's not going to work then, is it? I'll choose a different quest for us. We'll go back to Deneith. Right. The one I was going to do, I'm a little bit sad because that would have been quite an epic one to do. Maybe when that's corrected, I just don't see. I guess that might be an issue in the spies in the house as well, might it then, if it's happening with the jumpy quests. So this is the one we're going to do, and there's no jumpy around here as far as I'm aware on this. This is the first one, or one of the first ones in the Sentinels of Stormreach chain, the Black Loch. So let's shall we be brave and try on 2? Go on then. Now this is quite an undead heavy quest, so it should favour us. I'm not quite sure what more can go wrong today. Forgetting the spell ingredients in the previous version, unable to complete the quest through what looks like no fault of my own. And that crown needs to die. Okay. Oh, a word on these kill bonus things. The what is it? Onslaught and aggression bonus and all that. I usually get the aggression one. Don't probably never get the top bonus, or very rare, because I haven't changed anything, you know, since all that came about. Sometimes get the middle one, which is the middle one onslaught. I think it might be. Yeah, the bad thing about undead heavy quest is you can't hold anything. You can hold these though. Yes, got to love one-shotting the undead. Let's just wait for a moment. Out of combat? Yeah. Nope. Nope. Yeah. Oh, crud, red crowns. They're human though. And you're undead. Beautiful. Okay. Yes. Nice use of the holy smite there. Okay. Right, you can die. No. Okay. Now this wizard is human as far as I'm aware, so maybe we can hold him with that. I don't think it worked. Oh, that did. Got him. Nice. Oh, look at that. Nearly 800 damage on the undead thing at the back. I'll take that. Happy days. I'm accepting no responsibility for the fact we're in a quest that really favours us here with all the undeads, because the one I wanted to do I don't think had any undead. So you can blame the game for that. Have any of you come across that particular bug before? I've not seen that. I haven't tried to run that quest recently, but I have done Spies in the House fairly recently, so the only big update that's happened has been the update 60. I wonder if it's anything to do with this tumble thing that I don't understand at all, that they've done something with. Oh, that's bad. Okay, now we need to hold that that guy. Did we get him? Yes, we did. I think he's down. Copious amount of lag there. Shoot him. My spell just didn't do anything there. We got him anyway. We got him.
This key is colored a rich red. You can't tell whether the color is
Down this way.
or something worse.
Don't die in these. Where are these traps? They're here, aren't they? Yeah.
The pirates behind this door continue their duel.
Yeah. Sometimes it happens so quickly, that heal,
Small red
that
door.
I'm not even aware it's cast it. Oh, sound burst on zombies. Well done.
From here you can see nothing moving on the pirate ship below. It appears to be completely deserted.
That was better, except we didn't manage to hold one. So what is our DC? 35, that's not bad. But we did go up a Reaper Skull, so they got a bonus to saves as well. We could possibly stop and use that shrine on the way back. Do we need to go down there? No, we don't. I don't bother collecting the treasure on Heroic, only when we're on Epic and there's some, or at least a token of the 12 in there for the TRing business. You need to be stopped. In fact, you all need to be stopped. Oh, crud. Wrong keys. Lag. We still haven't got him. Shoot him! Crikey, how many times are we going to try and do a spell and nothing happens?
The blue on this key is only cheap paint over a flimsy wooden key.
It's when it's a red crown like that, you know it can just kill you in 1 or 2 shots. That's when it becomes particularly irksome, when you get these moments when something just misfires.
The keyhole in this door is the same bright blue as a polished sapphire.
Oh, not soundburst against zombies, please. Did you see that? The spell was at least 3 seconds late. I'd pressed the key. I was running back thinking it hadn't done anything, and then all of a sudden the thing disappeared. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. I'll take that.
Eliminating their masters is now just an easier task.
Yeah, that's as good as we've done with the holding. I guess it's easier when they are fleshy, isn't it? Because we can't hold the undeads.
To this key are all cheap fakes made of paste.
Oh, we got a... Oh my god. Hadn't noticed we had a disease there. Are we still... What was it? Dexterity that got flattened. Was it Dex? Now, do I have anything to get rid of that? Only lesser resto, that's not going to do it, is it? Okay, we'll soldier on. I guess that's... Oh no, reflex save is still reasonable. I'm normally quite good for noticing the diseases and such. Oh, I said we'd use the shrine. It's just the end fight coming, but better safe than sorry. And the shrine might take that disease thing away, might it? I would hope. Okay. Yeah, I suppose if I did do a trial run before each one, not only would it be distinctly more polished, but you wouldn't have had to sit through all that mess in the... Did that not do anything again? What's going on here? You wouldn't have had to sit through all that mess in the pit. But on the negative side, if I did that, I would also have a very good idea of what was coming and how we might fare, and there wouldn't be like any nice surprises if we managed to get through something that I was fairly dubious about.
No doubt Deneith keeps close quarters with all the vessels. When he enters the DDO itself, he notices Loch standing there, unmoved.
Can we get you from there? Oh, what a shot that was. Let's do that again. Yeah. Come on, we're out of combat now. Big healing. Yeah.
As you wonder whether the ship is still empty, you hear a shout from the quarterdeck above.
Right, remember the Reaper boost. Oh, yes. Boom. There's a dying. I think everything's been one shot so far. Look how quick the close wounds is to cast. I'm guessing there's only me wasn't aware of that. But it's a pretty prodigious casting rate. Nice job. Okay, there's no chest or anything, is there? So, oh, there is, but we're not going to get it. Right, fairly happy with that. We never looked like dying much, so that was good. Now, if we look there, yeah, 330. We've been getting sort of 200 and odd for doing Reaper 1 anyway, so that's another illustration of just how little worth it is on the heroic journey, pushing up the Reaper thing, unless you really are flattening all the content, or you just like the challenge. For the purpose of the videos, I don't see anything wrong with trying a bit higher. I had thought that maybe it could be interesting to like each one we complete to if we complete one without a death, we go with like one higher next time. So let's say this one was a 2, we go on Reaper 3 next time. If there's a death but we still complete it, like using a shrine or a gibbers or both, that counts as an honourable draw, so we would stick with the same Reaper level. And if we die and can't complete the quest, then we would, so obviously no rezzing using hirelings, we would lower the level by 1 for the following one. Let me know what you think about that. Or maybe you'd just rather see the quest more often than not through to its conclusion. There's that too. Okay, I think I should cut the waffle there because you've already been here longer than accustomed because of that balls up in the pit. Let me know if you come across that weird floating thing. I haven't played too much since the update 60 happened, and that's I haven't looked in the forums or anything, but that's the first time I've seen that. Okay, thank you very much as always for looking, and we will see you at level 10. I will be going, well, I'll be finishing this chain and claiming the saga, and then we'll be heading for the Isle of Dread, see what we can do in there. Take care.